Hi, my name is Miranda Waddell, and I wanted to do a video just as an extra layer of describing the artifact that I chose, which is my PBIS system that we implement in Home of the Innocents under state agency school. Um, so this will be the slide where the video will be I'm doing right now. So the first slide is short narrative, kind of reviewing what the links are. I'm not going to read that narrative to you, but I'm just going to show you the links here. The first one is our MTSS plan, and as you all know, that this is used for our MTSS. We're just looking for our extra layers of support for tier 2 and 3 for our academic and our behavior plans. In addition, this is our link for my PBIS handbook. It's more than 50 pages long, so it's really an extensive overview of what systems we have in place. So our rules or our expectations spell home for home and innocence, so healthy relationships, ownership, making good decisions, and effort. And so all of that is encompassed throughout this program. And so it's really extensive information. We use this as our training tool for teachers, understanding what tier 1 and tier support, tier 2 and 3 supports look like in their classroom, as well as our flow chart. So if there's any issues. And so we review this often with our teachers and just, and so that they understand all of the expectations that they have. And if they follow them, it usually will tend to help behaviors. It will not fully get rid of our behaviors, and that's okay. But if we have a system in place to prevent them from continuing or escalating, we will do that. We also have short expectations for different locations within our facility. Student expectations, staff expectation, that includes our treatment partner expectations. So we teach those to everyone as well, and our point system. So again, if you've our HOME, each one of our kiddos have that opportunity of earning points per class, and so we use these point sheets to help monitor pretty much every decision that we make for our kiddo. And this information is also sent back to the treatment partners as well. So just a little bit overview of that is kind of like what the system is, how it's broken down. And then again, also in that, but I just wanted to pull out and have an extra slide on what our awards and our incentives are. And so we have some list here of or links there that you can refer to. So every other Friday, the kiddos either have a menu. They can, based off their points, they can buy certain foods. And then on the next Friday, the student council determines what we're going to do for Fun Friday. And so they have to earn 85% of the points to join. And then for the menu, it's just a little different level based off percentages. We have Student of the Week. And so the highest percentage the student earns, they are the Student of the Week. And then what we added this year was really cool is that our weekly meeting, our weekly PBIS team will, they do a little short video reviewing expectations, reviewing what's expected of them, some upcoming things to help motivate students to do the right thing. And it's just a neat opportunity and a lot of equity work. So celebrations of different heritage months, all of those. So it's a really great tool for our students to demonstrate their learning and their positive behavior choices. And then my mental health practitioner started the Catch Being Kind. So it's just another layer of we are really wanting to promote positive behavior and acknowledging that. And so you get caught being kind, you get a gift and during the week. So you never know. One of the other things that we really want to focus on is that we have clear professional learning for our teachers, communication. So teachers get training throughout the year on a monthly basis. We check in with them, and we also We have our treatment partners join our faculty meetings, and so we really want to make sure that we are doing everything possible to prevent. And on here it demonstrates in our one of our agendas, we have hotspot activities, and so those are usually we're looking at locations and time of days, and so when is that happening, and what can we do to prevent that? So we're constantly trying to be proactive. Another layer of support is our SRSSIE, and so it's our behavior screener for students for internalizing and externalizing behavior. Again, because obviously they will receive different kind of supports from our mental health practitioner and school counselor, and so there's just a list of data that is on there, and that helps guide our tier 2 and our tier 3 who receives that. And it's also interesting because every teacher gets to provide their input. And so it's either you notice a teacher might be struggling, or a man, or a kid who's universally having issues. And so it really does a lot more than just numbers. And doing that, it kind of tells you a story about what's happening for the teacher's perspective and from the student. And so we do this 4 times a year, usually around MAP. It's just kind of like our coaching cycle. We just do things quarterly. So it's a great way of doing that because our kids are so transient. And so we want to make sure that we're getting all of our new kids, and then perhaps our kids who've been here for about 9 weeks, can we maybe reduce that tier support based off of doing better? And so more often than none, we do get to withdraw some supports at times. Again, PBIS and our communication with stakeholders. So our stakeholders are our treatment partners and social workers. And so we have weekly meetings with our liaison. They're in our faculty meetings. Mental health practitioner and counselors go to treatment teams on a monthly basis. They get point sheets daily. Notes from teachers, as well as our referrals, go straight to the liaison, and then they actually go to the social worker. So we are very involved in making sure that they have a full picture of what's happening in school. And also we want to make sure that they are aware of the kids who are doing well and we can celebrate. So all good information, and making sure that we're communicating what's happening in our classes. And then again, looking at the accountability piece of our SRP data. So again, we complete this on a monthly basis, and we look at our specific demographics that might be a little bit higher marginalized groups. And ours tend to be our male ECE population. Not always is it our Black and brown students versus our white. But it also just depends because of our transient population, and just happens. It can increase, and sometimes it doesn't. But we haven't seen an increase throughout the school year, and you can look at the data from the SRP data throughout the school year, and you can see how we how we trended in a better light. And then obviously the next one looks at our vital signs. And so comparing that data from the previous school year, there is a trend on our behaviors are actually going down. And so this is evident that our point systems, our PBI systems and supports are actually keeping kids in class, limiting behavior referrals. And so what we're doing is working. So that's a good thing. Another accountability piece I just wanted to share, because we had a really good KECSAC audit. And so all state agency schools fall under KECSAC, and so it's just additional fund and support. But we receive an audit every year. And if you notice, we have a lot of accomplished or fully functioning, and we have a lot of exemplary. And so I'm really proud of our audit and our scores. It just indicates that we're doing something right. And we always want to be intentional with what we're doing. And so especially being intentional on our behaviors system in class. And so here's just some of our successes that we have. And it's just more evidence that this is working and that we have a connection. Well, speaking of connection, how this is connected to our 6 systems. So what I've done is I've taken this from Deanna Jones from the DEP department. And I really love this tool that she used previously. And I'm trying to get to the link where I can see. There we go. And so for PBIS behavior, we really just wanted to look at 2, 4, 5, and 6. And then I included empty work in here just to show that this is really also included in pretty much everything that we do. And we want to be really intentional in everything that we do in state agency, especially at HOTAP. So again, in system 2, I've tried to break down this artifact based off or just kind of some areas. So like the handbook, the tier support, our screeners, and our awards and incentives. And so our system 2, again, looking at that data, making sure that that data is equitable, and we're using that data and making sure that we are making appropriate plans. And so those all just show that those connections to system 2. System 4 is connected again to progress monitoring, and we want to make sure that we are making sure that our impact is um, moving forward. And then how I feel that this is connected here is students can't learn if we don't have a positive environment. And so um, this also helps move forward and make positive trends in our school. Obviously, this is System 5 work, especially if you see how all of these are included in this later part of System 5, because it's specifically drawn to behavior supports in that MTSS, those academics, additional tiered supports. System 6, again, we make sure that we train teachers in our handbook, our expectations. Teachers give feedback in the SRSSIE. And then just a few things in our awards and incentives we want to check in with teachers. And then also, this is another piece of coaching. So we do look at behavior when we look at coaching for teachers. And so that's really important on that System 6, work. And then on empty, I like to look at the domains and how things are connected. So it is, the first part is the domain 2, again, looking at training and in reflection of that training for that part, for the handbook and for the plan. And then it's definitely domain 3 for positive culture and climate, domain 4 for building that program access for students to do their best, and then definitely part 6, because if you look at the next slide or later in the slide, I also included our PBIS REAPs that, so suspension, student of the week, back to school programs, guest speakers. So all of those positive things that we look at, we make sure that we reap, and we want to make sure that we are being equitable and we are including everyone and making sure we're not excluding anyone from our plan. I wanted to just take a little bit of time to celebrate our past accomplishments. And so last school year, we were recognized at a board meeting about implementing a PBIS on the bronze level. So that's tier 1, definite goals on getting to tier 2 and tier 3. Got a new mental health practitioner, so we'll work and continue on that. But definitely that tier 1 with 100% fidelity. And this year, I just wanted to put that we are also being recognized this year, and so we're doing good things. We have data to support our best decisions, and we are definitely connected to the 6 systems and our racial equity. Thank you. Bye.